This past Friday, I'm at Mufon in Bnei Brak. Mufon is the Mutual UFO Network. Okay, I'm there on behalf of a company called Falcon Space from Hartford, New Jersey. They do research into anti-gravity technology, and they're working on dynamic nuclear orientation, DNO, which is the Alfonson experiment. Look it up online. So I was sent to Mufon to go retrieve a piece of material which was going to be used in some experiments with high power magnifying glass. I'll just leave it at that, not to confuse or pretend I know. So I'm at this convention, about 150 holy Jews talking about experiences where they met aliens and they saw aliens, and they had, through telepathy, they were able to talk to aliens, where they meet on Shabbos and they have some divrei Torah, and then they hold hands and connect to aliens. So at the end of the conference, I was the only guy with a yarmulke there. I don't know why. I have a suspicion. This old man, who must have been 90 something, he says to me, calls me over, he holds my hand, and he says, how could you possibly be here with a yarmulke on your head? So I said to him, the Eretz Yisroel, he says there's a possibility of aliens. And if you look at the Ma'am Loez, Rabbi Yaakov Kuli, the Baal Mishnah L'Melech, he writes that in Bereshis, he talks about other planets with the other beings. Yeseira. I told him that. But I told him, we're all looking for something higher, So he says, yeah, but it's so easy for you because you already have answers. Us over here, we don't have answers. So I want to share with you what I think is the answer. That I should have told him, or maybe I shouldn't have told him. It wasn't my place to tell him. But I'll tell you. Stick with me to the end, and I'm going to give you a little insight of why I went to Mufon. So let's continue. So something very strange about Israel. Israel, the more Jews come to Eretz Yisroel, the more the world begins to say it's theirs. It's cool to be Palestinian, pro-Palestinian. It's cool on campuses. People, it's hip. Go to Columbia, go to universities. You want to be cool? What's this connection between the ingathering of Klal Yisrael to Eretz Yisrael and the hatred from the Goyim? So I want to bring you something very deep from the Sfas Emes. And the Sfas Emes was a Yosem at a young age, and he went to live with his grandfather, Kedusha Arim. Maybe he was bar mitzvah when his father died. And he's at his grandfather, and his grandfather, he sat with him and he learned with him. I think it was 16, 18 hours a day. Always had to get up before the sun. So Sfas Emes is the most beautiful, amazing thing about Eretz Yisrael. We all come, everybody comes, we visit Eretz Yisrael. We have our vector towards Eretz Yisrael. But we always think that we're taking from Eretz Yisrael. We want to take our nachla. We want to have our part. And when you read the Parsha, it says, to these people, this shevet, these are the people getting Eretz Yisrael. And you think that Eretz Yisrael is yours to get. Says the Sfas Emes, and I'll give you my own mashal as an electrician. You don't have to be an electrician. You just need to own a smartphone or any phone. You have a sheka and a teka. That's what they say in Hebrew. The sheka is the pins, or in a type C. It's the part that goes into the phone. That's the plug. We are the plug to Eretz Yisrael. And Eretz Yisrael is the kli. It's the kli to kabel broch. But when we come to Eretz Yisrael, when we come into Eretz Yisrael, beruchnius, begashmius, we come into Eretz Yisrael, something happens. It's not that the Kedusha is in Eretz Yisrael. We are the sheka. We are the plug. And when we put it in to Eretz Yisrael, we take our bodies and we come into Eretz Yisrael. Suddenly, the Kedusha comes to Eretz Yisrael. And that same Kedusha goes into the person. So the person and Eretz Yisrael and the Kedusha are one. Does this sound familiar? And what does this mean? Says the Sfas Emes even further, that the first Rashi in the Torah says that Eretz Yisroel is nachlas goyim. And if you look, Rashi says, when it says that the land that Hashem is taking to you is Sheloi Tase Kemasa Eretz Mitzrayim, Rashi says on the Pasuk, Shehem Mukuk Kolim, that the people of Eretz Yisroel and Eretz Canaan are the worst type of people. It's the most tamei place in the world. And Hashem said that he looked into the world, modad, he collected, he counted, he looked into every single place in the world. Amad v'yimoided Eretz in Chavakuk, modad HaKadosh Baruch Hu, kol ha'makoymes v'nimtza, Eretz Yisrael mokum levnei Yisrael. He checked every land in the whole world and he found that only Eretz Yisrael belongs to the Jewish people. And Eretz Yisrael needs the Jewish people. And it says that they come into Eretz Yisrael and it's nachlas goyim. What's the beauty of Eretz Yisrael? What is Eretz Yisrael? Why did Hashem say that Eretz Yisrael is kitzvi? It's like the deer skin. That you look at it and it's shriveled up, it has nothing there. Says the Sfas Emes, when you bring yourself there, that's when the Kedusha comes down. What does that mean? How do you bring yourself there? It says, Ma'rav tovcha fantol yerecho. How great is the good that you have hidden for those who fear you. And yira doesn't need to be fear, though it means who see you. Re'iyah is seeing. So the pasuk says, Tipa lachem, that the Yerusha falls to us. What does that mean? Ru'uyahi lachem, Eretz Yisroel. Eretz Yisroel is fitting for the Jewish people. How is that possible? How is it nachlas goyim? How did the Palestinians say it's our country? How is that possible? Why is the growth in exact detail, mirroring what Klal Yisrael do? Ru'uyelem Eretz Yisrael, yesh boi matmoinim, lahancha lonu Eretz Yisrael. The ginzei Kedusha pnimis, the pnimis of Eretz Yisrael is Torah Sheba'al Peh. It's Torah Sheba'al Peh, which is the chidush of Eretz Yisrael that Hashem said, I want you to go away from the nes. And that's why it says Moshe Tikkun es Hazon. He wrote the Hazon es Olam. But once they came into Eretz Yisrael, they were metakin ala Eretz V'Alamas. Suddenly we have a new thing. We no longer the 50 Shabbosim of the year, which are the 50 Masois, the 42 plus 8, says the Sfas Emes, that they all come, all the Shabbosim. Zavas Chalav Udvash Soifei Tevis is Shabbos. That Shabbos is B'chinas Eretz Yisrael. That's why you get another neshama. How do you get another neshama on Shabbos? Any sefer will tell you that if a person accepts in himself Shabbos and prepares for Shabbos and does tshuva on Erev Shabbos, he comes into Shabbos, he's prepared. He gets a neshama yeseira. And that's the Kedusha. The Kedusha of Shabbos is being mavdil from the Goyim. So it's Eretz HaTzvi. Like it says in the Gemara Gittin, Daf Nun Zayin. What does it mean it's Eretz HaTzvi? When Bnei Yisrael is in Eretz Yisrael, the land expands. It doesn't mean physically, it means spiritually. The greater conscious, the collective conscious of the Jews, of Bnei Yisrael, of Eretz Yisrael is one. But we were only one half. Boi kala. We should take our Shabbos. Moshe Rabbeinu, he's the Mon. He's the Bechina of Mon. What's Mon? Mon is Mahu. What is this? We don't know what it is. It's Nes. For Nes, Moshe couldn't go in B'derech Nes. Moshe is the Chama and Yeshua is the Levana. Eretz Yisrael is Choshech, it's Torah Sheba'al Peh. And this, when we say Dvash v'cholav tachas l'shaynech, that's also Seifei Teves Shabbos. Eretz Yisrael ikar olam v'ikar Torah. Eretz Yisrael is the ikar of the whole world, And Eretz Yisroel, says the Medrash, is the Ikar of the Torah. And when Bnei Yisrael came into Eretz Yisroel, the Pnimius of Eretz Yisroel was revealed. And Eretz Yisrael is Torah Shebal Peh, because it's Dvash. And that's why we say Chavivim Divrei Torah Divrei Soifim Divrei Torah, that Hashem values Torah Shebal Peh. Bnei Yisrael, when they were in the Midbar, they were Torah. That is Torah. Their existence became Torah. It wasn't that they're written about in the Torah. In Shabbos, in Eretz Yisroel and Shabbos, we could have that, the Shemitah, the Yovel of taking the Shabbos and being mafreshit, and we can get the neshama yeseira, and then we mekadesh the Shabbos on Friday night, and we have the Kedushin on Shabbos day, at the Kodesh, and in Mincha we have the Yechidus. Bnei Yisrael, it says that Eretz Yisrael changed when Bnei Yisrael came in. Every Jew, Lasid Lavai, all 12 tribes will come in. The first time we only had 9.5. And I'm not talking about the numbers. We were missing Reuven and we were missing Gad. We missed them. Reuven and Gad, come back. Says the Sfas Emes that through walking in, that was the Nasa. The Nasa was to come in. That created the Kedusha. The Kedusha was Tamun. It was hidden. Matov Tuvcha, Marav Tuvcha Shetzafanak, that you hid away. And that's what we say in the beginning of Bereshis. We say that there was Toyu v'choshech, and there was darkness. And Hashem took the light and he hid it. And he hid it where? In Shamayim. And he said, when Bnei Yisrael come to Eretz Yisrael and they learn Torah Shebal Peh on Shabbos, wow. That's what Mashiach is. That's what we say. Tzedek lavashti v'yilbasheni. Tzedek lavashti, you look at Eretz Yisrael and you say, like the Meraglim, is this the promised land? How is this the promised land? What's so promising here? Tzedek lavashti, you came. Vayilbasheni, I'll clothe you. What does this mean? That Eretz Yisrael is ready for Hashras Hashchina. It's the outlet. It's the vessel. It's the vessel for Bnei Yisrael to have a schus of bringing the Kedusha into Eretz Yisrael. So when a Jew comes to Eretz Yisrael, when a Jew davens to Eretz Yisrael, when a Jew's vector, his stance, how does he view the world? Where's his head? Is he focused on Eretz Yisrael? So that's what Hashem wants. There are many Jews everywhere in the world. Some Jews in Eretz Yisrael are not focused in Eretz Yisrael. And some Jews in Chutz La'aretz are focused in Eretz Yisrael. And we see this concept by Yaakov Avinu. When he wanted to leave Eretz Yisrael, the Malachim already left. But when he wanted to come back and he was still in Chutz La'aretz, the Malachim already came back. And we can make Kiddush, and we can make Havdalah on wine of Eretz Yisrael. So Tzedek Lavashti, Eretz Yisrael becomes Muchen. And that's what it means. It's Ru'uya for you. Come, be a part, and make Eretz Yisrael more Kadosh. Eretz Yisrael is not Kadosh on its own. It's Kadosh by Bnei Yisrael coming to it. That brings the Kedusha, says the Sfas Emes. 12 times over the course of 30 years, probably, from Lamed Bet to Samach Gimel, I think. 10 times he says this in 10 different ways. Now, we know, just like we'll end off, and then I'll tell you the secret. I was holding back the whole video, for those of you staying to the end, that when at Tzaddik, we find, when at Tzaddik v'yetze Yaakov mi Beersheva, Kedusha Arim says that when he left, Beersheva went back to being Beersheva. When Yaakov was in Beersheba, it was Yaakov. When Bnei Yisrael are in Eretz Yisroel, it becomes Eretz Yisroel. And Eretz Yisroel, when Bnei Yisrael are not in Eretz Yisroel, like it says, Hu Hoida, Hu Ziva, Hu Hadra. Bnei Yisrael are made on the Shabbos. Every Shabbos, we say Eidos. And Shabbos is made on Bnei Yisrael. So when the Shechina, when we have Golus, when Bnei Yisrael left Eretz Yisrael, that's when the Shechina left. So it's not the Shechina we're waiting for. It's us. It's our hearts. Where's our vector? How do we stand? Do we vacation in Israel? Do we send our kids to school in Israel? Do we support causes in Eretz Yisrael? Do we buy apartments in Eretz Yisrael? Do we daven for the chayalim, for the chatufim, she'achzru b'meher v'yameinu? When the tzaddik is in the city, he's the beauty of the city. He's everything. He's the tzaddik. Beersheba didn't have a name. Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheba. When he left, it became Beersheba. Bnei Yisrael are made on the Shabbos. And when the Golus, Arei Kodshecho Hayu Midbor, like it says in Yeshayahu Samach Dalet, Shepona Hoido, Zivo, V'hodro. Yirotzin. B'schus this idea that the Kedusha is not in Eretz Yisroel, the Kedusha is in Shemayim. But when we are makdish ourselves, we fight, and we see, yes, Eretz HaTzvi, it's a place that can't be conquered. We say, Alo Naleh, let's go up. Let's make Aliyah. And Aliyah doesn't mean that you come. Not everybody could come, but it means that your neshama goes up on Shabbos. That on Shabbos, you sit and learn Torah, because Torah, otherwise the man was neshama de ksufa. In Eretz Yisroel, there's no such thing as neshama de ksufa. That's the Chidush of Eretz Yisroel, says the Sfas Emes. Sfas Emes says that Eretz Yisroel is not neshama de ksufa, it's the opposite, it's the maisa. On Har Sinai, we had the nishma. The nishma needs to come before the maisa, says the Sfas Emes, because the nishma is Shabbos, and Shabbos is mashpia on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The Friday night meal of Yitzchok is mashpia on Sunday and Monday. The Shabbos day meal of Avram is mashpia on the day meal. I don't remember if it's Yaakov or Yitzchak. I may be confused, but the mashpia, each day is mashpia on another day of the week. So on Shabbos, we're able to take that home. So I promise you, I'll tell you my connection. So Falcon Space, getting back to how I got to Mufon. So Falcon Space is actually a company that's owned by my brother. And if you are a scientist or you are want to do research, you can look them up. So thank you for watching. Thank you. One friend of mine called me up yesterday and he's like, Aaron, you have a beautiful office. Open the curtains. Let people see behind the curtains. So I want to thank him. He knows who he is. And I wanted to just also thank my listeners. And if you like this content, please like. And I just give you a very short explanation. It's not that I love getting feedback, but what happens is when you like something, let's say you like 3 other popular people on YouTube. So YouTube is learning who my audience is. So when you give a like, it tells YouTube that people who also are similar to that person. So it builds up a network. So if you like my content, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good Shabbos.